let's check out all these talking with companions. Once a companion joins a party, you can talk with them at any time by selecting the conversation icon on their portrait. Each companion who joins will have important information about the world of the Tyranny and their own opinions on the factions and situations you encounter. Knowing how they feel about events will allow you to make choices that build your reputation with each companion. Companions will also interject their opinions into conversations you're having with other characters. How you respond to their statements will alter your reputation with that companion and others in the party. Store. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper rings or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price if you sell something. You may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories, so check back often to see what items are now available. Level up. Your character has earned enough experience to advance a level. With each level, your maximum health increases and your character is fully healed. You also increase one attribute of your character and purchase a new talent. Click on the level number in your character's portrait to spend points or press C. Wow, they don't end. Reputation ability. You have gained enough reputation to unlock a new ability. Open the reputation UI by pressing R to see new ability available to your character. Most factions have abilities your characters can acquire as you build reputation with them. In order to acquire these abilities, you must build enough favor or wrath with the faction. Reputation abilities are only granted to your character, not to other party members. Hidden objects. You have discovered a hidden object. Many areas of Tyranny have hidden traps or chests. When discovered, these objects will highlight for all your party to see. Enable scouting mode by pressing L. Left Alt to make finding these hidden objects easier. Okay. Siren songs? I don't have Siren. Why are you giving me tutorial stuff about Siren? When combat starts, Siren will begin singing one of her songs. Each of her songs is a series of stanzas that produce different effects. As one stanza ends, its effects will linger, overlapping with the effects of the next stanza. You can change Siren's current song by selecting her and choosing a new song from her song interface. Sounds like chanters from Pillars of Eternity. Spell scrolls. You've discovered a scroll that contains the image for a sigil of magic. If a member of your party has a high enough lore skill, you can learn this sigil and use it to craft spells. If you meet the lore requirement for this scroll, right-click on the scroll icon and then click on the Learn button at the bottom of the inspection interface. Consumables. One of your party members is low on health. You can use a health potion to heal your character so they can continue fighting. Using a health potion is an instant action that the benefits apply immediately even if your character is on recovery. Afterwards, all consumables are on cooldown for a short duration. Consumables can be added to the quick item slot in your character's inventory so they can be used in combat. Disengagement attack. One of your party members has been hit with the disengagement attack. A disengagement attack occurs when one character is engaging another character in combat, and the person they are engaging tries to move away. Be careful of how your party members move on the battlefield to avoid receiving disengagement attacks. Minimap. As you make your way through the tiers, use the minimap on the lower right corner of your screen to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. Hold down the M key to maximize the minimap or press the comma key to toggle between the minimap and combat log. The minimap displays useful information
I'm about to chew my leg off.
That's nice, Vers. The minimap displays useful information like the position of enemies you've discovered, lootable chests, and key characters in the scene. Use the buttons on the right side of the minimap to toggle displays for these indicators. Yay, I did it. Save. Buttons. That's an order, Barrack. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. Excellent. I look forward to your success in the field. Alright, got my next companion. Let's save. Each party member gains 20 experience divided among their skills. Let's take a look at Barrack. What can you do, Barrack? I guess you can hold soldiers when they're resting. Okay. He's got some might. Okay, he's a tank. I mean, that was to be expected. Got a lot of dodge. What does his tree look like? Oh, the Edict of Execution. This is an effect. The Overlord has decreed that all in the Valley on Kairos' Day of Swords shall die unless Kairos' representative holds Ascension Hall. +1 resolve to everybody. Ooh, I have a talent point for Barrack. Let's see, gonna be a Punisher or a Sentinel? Can I do both? I guess I should look through this ability tree just to have an idea of which one I'm going to want to focus on. We already has 1 point in Punisher. Strike a single enemy dealing significantly increased damage if the target is engaging Barrack. Plus 200% damage? Oh. Art of the Blade increases one-handed or two-handed melee weapon damage. Engagement require gain a chance to attack enemies as they engage you. As they engage you. Fierce Demeanor. Barrack becomes an intimidating force on the battlefield. Enemies nearby Barrack have their resolve reduced. By how much? 1. Not that interested. What does resolve do again? Extra endurance. Nah. I don't care. Art of the Blade 2 moderately increases single one-handed and two-handed melee weapon damage. Breaking the Wall, a powerful multi-hit attack that dazes, stuns, and sunders the opponent. Sundered. Crush, pierce, and slash armor reduced by 5. Stunned. Parry and dodge reduced by 30. Cannot move or attack. Recovery increased by 50%. So each one of these is probably a separate attack? Yeah, it is. That's pretty good. Training ground. When Barrack is in the party, all party members gain bonus experience for athletics, one-handed and two-handed skills. No. Legs of Iron root in place, gaining immunity to push and prone effects, and a large boost to endurance at the cost of the ability to move. Not a fan. Engagement attack. Increase the chance Barrack's engagement attacks to occur. So what's the chance anyway? 50% chance. The first one is 30% chance. Last one is 70. Okay. Suffering to strength. Once per combat when Barrack's health is critical, he gains bonus to might and resolve until combat ends. +3 resolve and might. Glory to the Bull. Plus 10% damage for each enemy engaged. Art of the Blade 3. 30%. 70% chance to attack. I already read that. Last Stand. Once per encounter when Barrack would be defeated, he delays his unconsciousness for a short time. 8 seconds. Can he be healed while he's delayed in unconsciousness? Resilient 1. Increase magic defense. Well, increases all defenses. Plus 50% bonus damage per enemy engaged. Oh, that's just 11 to 15 pierce damage and then bonus damage per enemy engaged. It says, Clash of Iron, issuing a mock invitation challenging enemies to attack Barrack. Taunts them. Forced to attack the taunter. Alright. Pursuit. At start of combat, Barrack gains a large boost of movement speed for a short time. Retribution, after using Clash of Iron. What's Clash of Iron? This. Okay. Barrack will attack twice with his normal strikes for a short time. Oh. Seasoned Veteran allows Barrack to engage an additional enemy. Okay. I think I kind of want to go partway down the Sentinel tree. Fight defensively, gaining a bonus to armor. +2 armor. Is it a passive? It's a passive. Plus 40% shield effectiveness. Okay. Oh wait, no, it looks like it's active. Oh, it's a stance. That works with shield. Defender's Watch. Barrack and nearby party members take moderately reduced damage. That's 5% damage. Sound of War. Beric's Clash of Iron bolsters the strength of his nearby allies, granting them a bonus to armor for a short time. Okay. Increases the number of enemies you can engage, so +2 enemies engaged. Once per combat, when Beric's health reaches critical level, he will be healed instantly. Bond of Honor. Bond with an ally sharing the damage they receive. While the bond lasts, both Beric and his bondmate gain might and vitality. Defender's Charge. Leap to the aid of an ally taunting enemies nearby. Defender's Watch. 3. Reduce damage. Wounded defender once per combat when Beric's health is critical, he will gain a significant armor bonus for a short time. +8 for 15 seconds. That's a lot of armor. I don't know how armor works. How does armor work? When an attack hits, armor is the primary means of reducing damage. Armor is usually derived from the equipped items, primarily the chest and helmet slots, though spells, talents, and potions can increase the character's armor. Armor is subtracted directly from the incoming attack. Okay. Armor can never reduce incoming damage below 1. Some types of attacks such as damage over time effects and weapon attack procs are only reduced by 25% of the target's armor value. Note that many pieces of equipment will grant different armor values against different damage types. Okay. For a short time, for 15 seconds. Vigilant Protector. I wonder how long fights generally last in this game. Hard for me to make decisions right now. When Beric uses Bond of Honor, both Beric and the target gain a damage-absorbing shield for a short time. Shielded for 50 damage for 60 seconds. That's pretty good. Oh, laptop. Stance Phalanx, +4 armor. +4 armor. Shield of Suffering. Allied AoE recovers 35% of target's health and converts 100% of total healing into a shield on caster for 15 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go with Sentinel. This is my reputation tab. Reputation. I have some favor. Oh, I have more favor with the disfavored, but also a lot of wrath. Endrian Guard. Abilities there. Beric. Wow, verse. I've already... Okay. What's this? You need a reputation change of major strength to unlock this tier. Do I want to get to that tier? I don't see any benefit. Spell creation. Alright. Back to the characters. Lower 18, parry, dodge. Athletics. One-handed or two-handed? He does have slightly more two-handed. Do I have a point to spend? I do. I could give him might. Well, he's gonna have, like, no... I'll go with might. It increases the weapon, the accuracy of the weapons he's gonna use.
On it.
Why is his circle orange? Put on here. Okay.
Right.
Let's leave this area. Oh, there's a bunch of new areas. Go to the Scarlet Chorus camp. Probably a lot more reading there. I did this. No, I did this. Excuse me. Excuse me. But I can't move my cursor? That's weird. That's annoying. What about my journal? Off we go to the Scarlet Chorus camp. The Scarlet Chorus has taken residence within the decayed walls of an old fortress. It is currently the base of operations for the Voices of Nerat's campaign in the valley. Oh, ambush! Your party is blocked by a small group of Vendrian Guard. You can go no further until you deal with them.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. Aquamarine body paint. The blue body pigment, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of Tides. According to Fatebinder Rogalis, the majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign in Vendrian's Well. The School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water and gravelight, the art of directing the moon's arcane light into baleful, searing energy. The blue flag is a symbol of diplomacy and truce recognized across most of the known world, and it is a custom the Tearsmen hold dear. To harm another person under the auspices of a blue flag is a grave offense. In both the Tears and in Kairos' empire, the customary punishment is death. Okay, so she comes in peace.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. You have me at a disadvantage.
I am Eb of the School of Tides, and today I speak on behalf of the Vendrian Guard.
I advise caution, Fatebinder. Only thing more dangerous than a Tearsman is an educated one.
Metal articulations groan as he tries to suddenly move his hand towards his blade. There's a blue flag. I expect you will honor it.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
One of the leaders of the attack on Edge Ring Ruins, Tarkus Deimos, was subdued during the battle. In accordance with the Scarlet Chorus's request, you ordered Deimos conscripted into the chorus. Assuming he's our prisoner, what would you offer in exchange?
We would offer you 5 choirmen that got lost on patrol. They're healthy, got other limbs too.
I would not have us barter with Oathbreakers. Certainly not for anything less than disfavored lives.
You say there's something worth less than a disfavored life. Call me intrigued.
Tarkos Deimos is with the chorus now.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies.
She looks to the warriors to either side of her, shaking her head.
If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless Tearsmans you've encountered, you are reasonably certain she is asking about the Vendrian guard warrior that took Drastus hostage at Edgering Ruins. He did not survive the encounter. Another dead Oathbreaker. Whomever you will ask about next, I assure you, nothing can be done. No. Palox Tyrell is dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I think it's my turn. I have some questions for you.
We shouldn't be socializing with Oathbreakers.
Eric.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
Why do you resist Kairos? What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tearsman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
The Younger Realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order?
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the Younger Realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered Beastman tribes.
Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight against Kairos' equality?
There's freedom, then there's trusting idiots with power. Give a man 1,000,000 marauders, he'll lose sleep worrying over his neighbor's 1,000. I prefer my realms ruled by the braver sex. For centuries we've left the lands to the women, and the seas to the men. And we did plenty fine until Kairos came around.
And what even makes you think you have a chance?
Oh, we don't. Those who believed Kairos could be stopped all died years ago, in the first wave of fighting. It's not about the hope of victory. It's about the hope of inspiring others. It is very likely we will fall here in Vendrian's Well. But perhaps others will arise elsewhere.
But a mage like you would not be the subject of such superstition and fear under Kairos' reign.
I doubt life is any better sworn to some mad Archon. I'd rather stand with my fellow Tearsmen. Or, I suppose, stand immediately behind them in the event of an attack.
At that remark, the soldiers flanking her exchange shocked looks. Eb turns her focus to her compatriots.
Yeah, you heard me. Way things were years back, you'd all be calling me a water witch and conspiring to sell me out to the nearest sage. Just because I'm helping you stop Kairos doesn't mean I've forgotten the hospitality of ages past.
And people wonder why the Tearsmen could never unite in time to fight back. It's refreshing to see that some things never change.
Let me ask you about something else then. How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Nerat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the Tears. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
And who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge, or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tears, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari former Falksman of Queen Vendry and Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
I assume Tarkus Eri and Tarkus Demos are relations?
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously, so I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
Were there prisoner swaps in the past?
That is our way, Binder. Here in the south, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now. As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
I guess that's all.
Fair enough. But now a question for you. The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
Such details are for Kairos' warriors only.
So you will not say. I expected as much. Can it be worse than endless storms or fire pouring from the earth? Not that you'd answer that either. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch, like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask your questions, Eb.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tears were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's Fatebinders can smell truth from falsehood?
No, that's not true.
Thanks for that. I could see why you'd want to foster the mystique all the same. The School of Tides would always tell commoners we didn't know how to summon drinkable water. Once they find out, you can't eat in peace. And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
The Overlord has some control over how the edict lingers, but Kairos only knows the exact details.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon. And one more mildly self-indulgent question, but I simply must know. Kairos, male or female?
I honestly do not know for certain.
Really? You don't know either? You work for the Overlord, but you don't know if she, or he, has an innie or an outie?
No, I don't know, but I have it on good authority. The Imperial Harem is stocked with both.
Well, that's perhaps the best answer I've heard to date. Thank you for sating my sexual curiosity. You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by House and Guild. In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
She bows deeply, pounding her staff on the ground twice before turning to leave. You received a missive from Tunon?
Slow and steady.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh wait. there a way to make it faster than this? No, it's just a toggle. Fast mode needs to be faster.
Moving cautiously.
I'll be your shadow. They won't see me coming.
The grasslands of the Tiers stretch far throughout the land. Much of it remains uninhabited and unclaimed by any faction.
Quiet down.